Why wasn't it put on the agenda to be talked about?
Because there were no actions to be done tonight.
Except for you all knew that people were going to come and want to talk about it, and it should have had a spot on the agenda to be talked about.
The agenda is a list of what items we'll take action on. If there's nothing to take action on with this,
Well, apparently 90% of the people in this room want to take action on
it's
this.
in between meetings right now. It ended last week's meeting that it had to be resubmitted. So now it's resubmitted first to town, then to county, and then it'll come
I
back
guess
here.
maybe we all feel a little bit differently than you guys do. We kind of think this is important to the town. Now, why isn't the town board thinking that this is important enough to be put on the agenda?
Could I ask a question? Three-county area, how many other towns have this legislation going?
You know,
Orleans, Genesee, Wyoming. We're all in between Rochester and Buffalo.
okay.
How many towns have this
Do you know what?
legislation moving?
At this point, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. And at this point, I don't think it matters if Wyoming County, Orleans County, Ontario County, Monroe County has it. You have enough people in this room who are from the town of Stafford who want this known in Genesee County. And you guys, who we elected to support us, have done nothing by not putting it on the agenda. It's like a slap in the face of the people who have been working on this. As long as they've been working on it, it's like a slap in the face to them to say, "Oop, well, we don't need this anymore."
The counties in red are working on this. The counties
Erie County won't let
in
anything
blue
be dumped there.
are getting dumped on. Which county do you want to be? Do you want to say, oh, well, I'm happy to be one of these blue counties and you can dump on us? Or do you want to be one of the red counties?
You know, if you want to be in Wyoming County and you want to know about Wyoming County, go be on the Wyoming County board, for Christ's sakes. You're on Genesee County's board, you should be helping us. Not thinking about any other county, not forgetting about putting things on the agenda that the town people are concerned about. That's what you guys are here for. You're here to take care of the town people.
We get that.
Yeah.
We understand. We understand. Enough. Enough. Okay.
Take care of AD costs.
Suffice it to say that we will work on this. But, again, the people that deal with this every day,
Who is that? Who are the people that deal? I don't understand what you're
say it,
saying.
Les.
What's that?
Excuse me?
What do you want? What do you want to ask me? I got in trouble last time.
Tell the rest of the people what you told me when I asked.
I can't remember, Bob.
I asked you, I said, do we need this document? And you answered,
Okay, we don't need the
absolutely not.
document in the format that it was put in. There's been things put into it, and like I told you at the last meeting, I don't like things coming in on the railroad car behind the train. We got the train going. You people did a great job as far as banning your fracking. You got the point across, dumping of that material, but we don't need all this accessory buildings and everything else coming in with it.
That was a phrase.
I agree.
That was one
Take it out.
phrase.
They were taken out.
Not totally.
Well, then there needs to
It's
be
not
another
totally. It's not totally.
next week.
I have my faith in this town board that they will get this passed. It will appease everybody. But you can't do it. You can't do it and have too many wrongs in with it.
I would like to remind you that
Sit down.
No,
I have the floor.
no.
Well, I do.
Well, I'm going to remind this group that at the last meeting, the meeting was opened when each speaker gets 3 minutes. An hour and a half later, Bob Clement asked Quentin Call, do you have any more questions for us? He was not kept to his 3 minutes, and I am afraid that this town is more than bending over backward for one industry and jeopardizing the health and welfare of the people who live and pay taxes in this
Have a little
community.
respect
Thank
for
you.
the person that was had the floor.
Have respect for the rest of us.
All right, we got a man that was having the floor and you stood up and interrupted.
I absolutely did.
So where's your
You did
respect?
that to Sandy the last time.
So where's your respect for him?
I have it, but I
He
have it.
had the floor. Let him talk. He may have a different opinion than you, but freedom of speech, let him talk. You can talk after it.
He was being a
He had the floor.
He was being
You're talking about protocol and transcripts and all that.
He
You
was
have to have an orderly
not
transition.
telling the truth.
Orderly.
Let's have a little order.
Robert's Rules of Order.
All right.
You're not paying attention.
Let's have a little order. Enough already. We got the message. We got the message.
We've actually been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah.
And there are a number of people who've done a lot of research. And no matter how many times we bring that research in to back up information, we're not asking anybody to ever take our opinions on anything. We kind of feel as though we have been stonewalled, and that the process is taking longer than it really needs to. We've had an attorney, a statewide known attorney who's done over 200 towns, the zoning laws, to help protect towns from the process of gas exploration and drilling.
Right, and you guys thought you were all good. He came in, he
We
did the
did.
work for free. I mean, he showed up here last month and.
Right, and we thought that the board was willing to hear him. That was it. It's like we're getting two messages. On the one hand, they will invite, the attorney in and say, oh yes, we're concerned about the air, we're concerned about people's health, we're concerned about the water. And on the other hand, it seems as though they shut the process down.
You think there's still hope that there'd be a middle ground reached on that after the work was done?
Well, we're going to have to, or we're going to have meetings like this every month. We're going to have to do something.
Right.
I, for one, would like to see something very simple and short and not a lot of legalese in it. And I think it can be done. But there's other members of the board think that we need the long-winded approach where all the bases are covered. And the bottom line is you can't cover all the bases.
If they would just separate it back like you started and take the two issues, the hydrofracturing and the drilling, and maybe even put on the Marcellus waste issue, don't bring a Marcellus waste issue on the land, those three issues would probably pass just like that. The last thing that they want to do is to have to relocate our business to an industrial zone because, we got a massive investment of buildings and parking lots and pollution control stuff over there. You can't just walk away from that. And is the town going to say, well, here's another $2-3 million to build your barns back? Bulldoze our barns and make it into a cornfield? I don't think so.
He's a very knowledgeable about all of this stuff. And I've had some long conversations with him and his brother. I mean, they have actually worked in these drilling sites in Pennsylvania. And like Jerry says, he's talked to the engineers. He knows what he's talking about. And a lot of the people here are poo-pooing him and, you don't know what, they don't know what they're talking about. Here's a guy that knows. He's probably more knowledgeable about all of this stuff than anybody else in the room. And I encouraged him to be here tonight because of that, because he can defend at least our position on here a little bit too.